Hi, this is Monty from Mopar Vehicles, and this is one of our detailed vehicle appraisals on one of our newly acquired cars. This is our CLK 320 Avantgarde, obviously Cabriolet, as you can see. Now, the reasons we tend to do these vehicle appraisals is it's all about trust, honesty, integrity. We'll tell you everything about a car, good, bad, indifferent, so you can view it from the comfort of your own home. And then you can make your own informed decisions whether you want to come down and have a look at the car, but it should be as described. Now, we're all human. I might miss one or two little bits, but I try and pick everything up for you. Now, I'm just briefly going to walk around the car, but I will give you a more detailed view very shortly. Okay, now please feel free to do any checks on the car. This is obviously the registration number. Now, most of my photographs you won't be able to pick any of that up because you'll have my Mopar vehicle number plates over them. So please feel free to do any checks. Now, this particular car was MOT'd in June 2017, so early part of June. So it's got quite a long MOT still. And these cars are serviced. They're on something called Service Assist by Mercedes-Benz. They're done every 2 years or 18,000 miles. And this car was fully serviced. Local garage, I believe in Gillingham, in February of this year, 2017. Now, please feel free to have a look at some of my reviews on Auto Trader. They are all genuine purchases. We haven't made anything up. These are all from customers that have wanted to put a review about me. So if they do mention Monty, that is me. Okay. Now, this particular car, I have got a soft spot for CLKs. I did spend a long time working for Mercedes-Benz. And one of my first demonstrators when I worked for Mercedes-Benz was a CLK around this sort of age as well. Now, it hasn't got the original wheels on it. It's got some 18-inch sort of aftermarket wheels that someone's put on here. They've got a few AMG badges. I'm not a great lover of all that, but unfortunately I don't want to start ripping badges off and putting paint off and things like that. So if whoever does want to buy the car, if they want to change it, it's absolutely fine, they can do that. Colour on this car, it's brilliant silver with alpaca grey leather. And it's got the lovely contrasting blue mohair roof. A lot of these cars tend to have a black roof. I think they're absolutely fantastic with this colour roof. And it's got some genuine Mercedes-Benz blue mats inside, so it does give it a really, really nice contrast. Now, I'll always start off on the driver's side front. Now, if you look at the previous MOT, it might have a couple of advisories on there for tyres. They have been changed by the looks of things. They're not brand new, they haven't been changed for brand new tyres, but it looks like they have been changed anyway. So you can disregard anything that you have on the MOT. Now, I'll try and be as quickly as possible. Now, these videos do take about 10 minutes long, and we are in a public park, Moat Park. That's where I take all my videos. So I'll try and be as brief as possible. It's just started to rain as well. So looking at the tyre here, you can see all good tread. It's approximately 7mm on the front, and you've got 7mm on the back. I think the passenger side front's only got about 3.5/4mm. Okay, if you have a look at the wheel. Now, all these wheels are going to have a few little bits of scuffing here and there. It's not a brand new car, it's 16 years old, this vehicle, so it's not going to be a brand new car. So when you do come to have a look at it, it will have a few stone chips here and there, and I'll tell you all about it. Now, if you know much about Mercedes-Benz of this sort of age or ilk, from about 1999 to about 2003, they had a bit of an issue with really quality control in terms of their, not paintwork, but metalwork. And this particular car has got sort of signs of that, and I'll tell you all about it. Now, if you have a look at the front wing just there, you've got a little bit of rust starting to bubble up. Again, this is quite a common thing on them, unless the car's been repainted or these bits have been changed. They are quite common on them. It's quite easy to hide behind really bad quality photographs. This is the reason we do these videos. Okay, now everything lovely down the side here. You've got a few little stone chips here and there, but there's no dents, big gouges, anything like that out of the car. Now we'll go around this corner here. Now, again, I mentioned to you about this kind of surface rusting, and you've got a couple of bits just starting to bubble up around there. They are very, very common for them. Now, the price we're selling this car, we're not going to be painting new panels, changing rear arches, front wings. If we were, the car's going to be an awful lot more expensive. But in terms of how the car drives, it's absolutely stunning. as smooth as you like. Gear change is amazing, engine's nice and sweet, really low mileage, really at 85,000 miles for this sort of age of car. Come and try it. There's no bangs, there's no clonks, there's no rattles. This is a Mercedes-Benz. We're not going to be looking at a, you know, a Vauxhall Cavalier convertible. This is a Mercedes-Benz. They're quality cars. Okay, it's got front and rear parking sensors. You can see it on the back bumpers there. I'll show you the ones in the front very shortly. It's a CLK 320, 218 horsepower V6, effortless. It's really, you know, lovely, smooth, really refined engine. Now you've got the AMG badges on there. We know it's not an AMG, but you know, by all means, if the new owner wants to take them off, you can do. Let's just show you down the back here. Now again, back bumper looks all really nice and bright. There's no bad scuffing, chipping. You'll have a few little stone chips here and there. Now I mentioned about rear tyres. They're Goodyear rear tyres, these ones, and they've got about 7mm worth of tread on the back. And again, alloy wheels. They're aftermarket. Now big chunky tyres on the back, 235 40s by 18 and 225s at the front. Again, you'll have one or two little chips out of that. Same sort of thing on this wheel arch here. You can probably just pick it out round here and round there, where you've got a slight bit of bubbling. And the worst bit is probably that bit down here by the rear wing. But I've mentioned we're not repainting wings or anything like that. It is what it is with the car. Try and show you down this side here. Great reflections, no dulling of paint, no dents, no damage, no, you know, nothing like that at all. Again, you're going to have one or two little stone chips, a few very fine hairline scratches, but you know, as I mentioned, she's 16 years of age now, coming up to 16 years of age yet. Okay, front tyres are Michelin on that. This one's the one that's got about 3.5 to 4mm worth of tread, and this is probably about the worst wheel because it's the one that's closest to the curb. You'll tend to get more scuffing, but it looks like it's been touched up prior to the vehicle coming in to us. Let's go around the front. Oh, I forgot to mention, again, like the other side of the front wing, there's a tiny little bit of rust starting to bubble up on there. Unfortunately, it has just started to rain a little bit, but there's no, you won't be able to pick it up in the video, but I can assure you there's no damage to the windscreen, no great big chunks or chips or anything like that. Bonnet, again, that's really nice and light, really good reflections off of it, you know, not flat paintwork, anything like that. Now you're going to have a few little stone chips here and there. It's going to be, hopefully you can try and pick them up. There's one about here, and there's one around there as well. They're probably about the worst ones. On the car in total. There are the front parking sensors. And there's another one of these dreaded AMG badges, unfortunately, which can probably be taken off quite easily. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll show you some bits inside. So let's start off here with the passenger side. I mentioned it's alpaca grey leather interior. It's got this lovely bird's eye maple wood trim, really nice contrast, and it's got these Mercedes-Benz dark blue, genuine Mercedes-Benz, really good condition mats, velour mats in there. Apologies for the dogs barking in the background, but I did mention I'm in Moat Park. So seats all really good condition, no fraying, no tearing, no stitching coming apart, looks all really nice and great. Back to here, you've got partial electric seats, only moves it backwards and forwards and tilts them up and down, but the rest of it is all done manually. And then the back seats there as well. I'll show the back seats. Looks like they've been hardly sat in. All good in the roof there as well. No staining, no marking, especially with the alpaca grey. Okay, we're coming up to about 10 minutes now, so I'll briefly show you inside the boot. Here we go inside the boot. So it's still got the original first aid kit in there, warning triangle, and it's got CD changer in the boot. So you've got radio cassette at the front, CD changer in the boot, and then you've got spare wheel underneath in there. It's a good tread Pirelli tyre and all your tools. Put that in there. And let me just show you inside the driver's cockpit. All great in here. I'll show you the driver's door. So you've got full electric memory seats on the driver's door. All great in there. No ripping. Let's just show you the driver's seat. Again, that looks all really good. Okay, a little bit of wear on here, to be expected really on the bolster as you're getting in and out of the car. Okay, there's the steering wheel. Again, apologies about the dogs barking, but I am in a park, so it's quite understandable. There's your steering wheel there. Okay, so multi-function steering wheel. You've got all your menu systems on here, and then you've got your volume. Now these two buttons there for the phone don't actually do anything at all, and the reasons behind that is if the car had phone pre-wiring, they would be working, but this car doesn't have phone pre-wiring. Now let's just get inside. Starter up for you. Now this car has covered 85,341. Just turn the music down a bit. Now on the internet I'll probably say 85,500 because I will, with all my cars I'll tend to you know, get out there, drive them, anything that comes through to light I get done straight away, which really when you go to a main dealer, normally most of the time the car goes into the workshop, someone spins it around the block a couple of times, and then car's put on the front, no one actually drives it. I drive all my cars. Okay, now air conditioning in this car is lovely, super cold, and you've got the parking sensors up here, and then you've got one at the back for when you reverse it. Okay, electric window switches down there, electric mirrors, and you've got your summer and winter setting. Again, because we've gone on about 13 minutes now, so I do apologise. We have gone on a lot longer than I would normally, but it's such a, you know, it is, bar a couple of little bits and pieces with the, you know, surface rust, it is a lovely car, drives absolutely fantastically well. Reminds me when I was working for Mercedes-Benz. I spent a long time, over 10 years working for the company, and this is one of my first cars I got as a demonstrator. It was a CLK, and it brings back absolutely fantastic memories. Come and give the car a go. Thank you very much for your time. If there's anything else that you need to know about this particular car or anything else, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Bye bye.